Okay, so good evening and welcome to this little additional class that I've decided to put on, which is to provide a nice introduction to sharing doTERRA. Okay, now the purpose of this particular class is not necessarily for seasoned campaigners who are experienced and already out there and sharing the gift. It's really for people, I guess, who have maybe you've just joined. There's a few different categories. Maybe you've just joined and you're interested in sharing, but you really feel like you either haven't got the confidence yet, or you don't quite know where to start, or maybe you've been in a little while, but you've never really been interested in sharing, and you've just been enjoying our wonderful products, and you're now starting to take a greater interest in what it's all about. Then you're very welcome. So it doesn't matter whether you've been in one day or whether you've been in 1 year or longer. Tonight is all about just giving you a nice, simple ABC introduction as to some of the things you should maybe consider. It might just open your mind. It might give you some ideas. It might give you the confidence to go to your enroller and say, okay, I'd like to have a go at this. I'd like to make a start. Okay, so that's kind of what the purpose of this is all about. It's really to give you some reassurance that it's a wonderful thing that we do, and there's nothing to be apprehensive about. Okay, so let's just press straight on, if I may. So let's start initially, I think, by looking at, and I'm not going to dive straight into activities, okay, because I actually think that's not where we start. Okay, I think we start, much closer to home than that. We start with ourselves, and we start with why we might want to consider sharing, and I think that's a really solid foundation to be able to move on forward from. Okay, so why share doTERRA essential oils? Okay, so the first thing is we have an opportunity to empower others. We can introduce doTERRA to our family, our friends, and help them to find safe, effective, and natural solutions. Okay, we live in an era where we're brought up with modern medicine in most cases, and we've been turning to the various over-the-counter drugs and medications, that have become part of our everyday lives. We have a headache, we go for a headache tablet. We've got indigestion, we go for Gaviscon, etc. But of course, now we're becoming much more aware, that these chemicals contained within the products, are not serving us well. Okay, so we have an opportunity to introduce our family and friends to safe, natural alternatives. Okay, we also have an opportunity to earn rewards ourselves. Okay, because as we purchase the products ourselves, or we share them with some of our contacts, shall we say, family, friends, or colleagues, and purchases are made, you have the opportunity then to be able to get free products, okay, which is fantastic. So you can get free products, you can earn commissions, and in some cases even just sharing it with more casually, with just some people as and when the opportunity may arise, can help you to cover some of the cost of perhaps the products that you're purchasing yourself. Okay, so it's a great way of even being able to kind of get your oils for free, that you've come to love and use on an ongoing basis. Okay, and then there's an opportunity to create an income. Okay, create an income, build a firm and financial pipeline, which is actually a passive income. Pipeline referring to just having money, come to you on an ongoing basis. I don't know how that you feel about that, but that actually, really excites me. And of course, when you share this opportunity with other people, and then they continue to purchase the products for their very own reasons, you receive an ongoing commission simply because you may have shared it with someone, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and as they continue to use the products, you will continue to be paid recurring commissions. And of course, by doing that, you can really start to shape your financial future very differently to perhaps, what you might have thought was even possible. Okay, there are people in doTERRA who are able to walk away from, long-standing careers and employment you know, to be able now to work from home, spend time, you know, with their family, and work flexible hours to suit themselves, and are earning much, much more money than they ever earned when they were employed by the boss, if you like. Okay, so it's an opportunity to be able to change lives by reaching out and sharing it with other people, and also change your life in the process. Okay, so there's some really excellent reasons why you should consider sharing doTERRA. Okay, so I absolutely believe that introducing doTERRA is sharing a gift with the world. Okay, and that's exactly how I feel. I never feel that I'm bothering anybody, and I never feel in any way, you know, reticent to reach out and share, because I believe that we found the most incredible gift. Okay, and we have almost an obligation to reach out and share it with others. Okay, now the key for me, there's absolutely no two ways about it, has been the education. You know, prior to stepping into doTERRA, I never knew anything about natural medicine. I really didn't know a great deal about health at all. And I just used to kind of blissfully and ignorantly kind of go through each day, and kind of keep my fingers crossed. And I used to have hope that I would be, you know, living a long and healthy, happy life. Okay. But when I actually, you know, was shown the information that doTERRA introduces us to, which of course is the education, which we share with people who attend our online classes, for me, it absolutely was an aha moment. Okay, it's like the penny dropped. And it's ironic that really I've been on this planet now for, you know, for 55 years, and it took 54 years for the penny to drop. Okay, and when I actually was made aware, you know, that whilst genetics does play a part, and of course the health that we enjoy or not, that, you know, our lifestyle behaviors, you know, have a far greater impact than our genetics. Okay, and when you look at nearly 7 out of every 10 people, you know, that die each year around the world, these are actually as a result of non-communicable diseases. And as a result of that, you know, then you come to realize that non-communicable diseases are like cancers and cardiovascular disease and kidney disease and osteoporosis and diabetes and stroke and COPDs and things like that. And then doTERRA explains to you how you can make adjustments to reduce your risk to these terrible diseases. That really, really got my attention. Okay, and for the first time in many, many, many years, I actually felt empowered. So going right back to where we started the presentation, we have an opportunity to empower people. That's exactly what happened to me. I was empowered. So never ever underestimate the power and the value of inviting people onto the classes, because you can't change people's mind, but the information that's provided can. Okay, and understanding, you know, about getting the right amount of nutrition and exercising, you know, and reducing stress and improving quality of sleep and reducing the toxic load, you know, because of all these areas are neglected, it reduces the effectiveness of our immune system, which increases our risk to these diseases. And that's why people are having the health challenges that they are today. It made sense to me. Now you might think, well, why, you know, why am I really honing in on this right now? You see, I absolutely believe that there's a key word here, which I'm going to share with you in just a moment. I'm going to keep you waiting, because there's a key word here that makes the difference to you and whether you will actually decide to step into sharing. Okay, but I want to hone in just for a moment on something that was my aha moment, and it was because I'd been living with fear. Okay, and the fear was that my father died of cancer. I look like my father, I sound like my father, I'm the same build as my father, my toenails look the same as my father. Okay, I have the same mannerisms. And until I understood with the education that comes with doTERRA, I thought, oh my goodness, I've got faulty genes. Not realizing that in reality, my father never got good nutrition. Okay, fact, we were poor, we didn't understand about eating healthily. It was pie and chips. Okay, my dad was always stressed with his work, always. He worked night shifts, so he slept about a few hours during the day. Okay, and he smoked. Okay, and he knew nothing about reducing the toxic load. So in some respects, you know, the way I see it is that my father hugely increased his risk to chronic disease and serious illness because of his lack of knowledge. Okay, now that old expression about, you know, ignorance is bliss, it is not. It is dangerous. Okay, and I was living with fear. As I approached my 50th birthday, I was paranoid because my dad was diagnosed with cancer and given 6 months to live when he was 50. Okay, I can still remember the birthday cards being there, and he'd come back from the hospital whilst it was still his birthday cards were being displayed. And we were told, and my mum and dad told me the news about my father's prognosis. Okay, so I've been living in fear, but you know what? I don't live in fear anymore. And this is something that I really think is really important. So I absolutely embraced with all of my heart, my head, okay, to establish daily wellness routines and to make adjustments. Okay, and this is the key to sharing. Okay, because I feel that I'm being proactive. I'm reducing toxic load. I'm reducing the intake. I'm having lemon every morning to expel. Frankincense is helping to support and optimize cellular health. Zengest is helping me to optimize my gastrointestinal health. And lavender is helping to reduce my stress levels and improving the quality of my sleep. And of course, my lifelong vitality pack is like an overall body multivit, okay, and that is also providing me with my nutrition of at least 12 servings of fruit and vegetables today. Okay, so this is my routine that I started as a result of having the penny drop. Okay, now here's what's interesting is that as we start to do this, we really embrace the products that doTERRA offer, because you suddenly realize that it's about reducing your chemical intake, because that's a major issue, which is reducing your chemical intake. Okay, so now I'll look for any product we've got in the house and I'll look to see if doTERRA's got an alternative. This is my morning routine. That was just my first 10 minutes. The point I'm making is that I've embraced doTERRA products. I love doTERRA products. I love chemical free. I love, you know, saying no to chemicals that are in products that I've been putting into my body for years, that have been having a compound effect, that have been increasing my risk to chronic disease and serious illness. So we've started, if you like, to switch. We've swapped where we've shopped, okay? And this is very, very important, because what is happening here is really very, very simple. My belief levels are, if you like, you know, like rock solid, okay? They've been growing and growing and growing, and now I have unshakable belief. I know exactly what it is that I'm sharing with people, you know, around the world, and I have complete confidence, you know, in what it is that I'm sharing with them, the information, when we invite them onto the classes, the wonderful education they get, because I know the eureka moment that I had and other people have, okay? And of course, when you, obviously, you know, when you understand and embrace the doTERRA products, then, you know, they're consumable, and by replacing them each month, you know, then you're also increasing, you know, your discounts. So I get obviously the equivalent of 55% off now, okay? So, and I think that's really, really important. But the point being is that it strengthened my belief. And, you know, so I want to shout this from the rooftops. So, you know, embracing the products, using the products, feeling better about the products is key to sharing. Now, you don't get me wrong, you don't have to be there to share. When I joined doTERRA, I had only been in, you know, only, you know, a few minutes. And I believed in the success testimonials about health I'd seen from other people. Okay, so I was quite happy to think, wow, it's clearly an amazing product. And I started reaching out straight away. I didn't need to have the experiences personally, for me personally, to start reaching out. But I do appreciate that some people do. Okay, so what I've explained to you here is the best way for you to strengthen your belief is to use the products, create wellness routines, so that you get in a place where, you know, you've felt the benefits, and you can speak with, you know, enthusiasm about what it is that we have to offer. Okay, so when we start sharing it with people, you know, this is when the magic starts to happen, and we do it with you. Okay, I really need you to understand that we do this with you. This is not just off you go, work it out for yourself. You know, it isn't. This is why we say go to the person who has introduced you to doTERRA and just let them know you'd like to step into sharing, and they will literally hold your hand and they will walk with you. If you want to do a little jog, they'll jog with you. And if you want to sprint like Billy O, that's an old expression, showing me age, then they will do that with you, okay? And I want you to know, okay, that even the smallest of steps can lead you to great success, okay? And I want to give you a little example of exactly how that has worked, and you'll understand this. So there's me, just in case you didn't recognize me, and I shared it with a couple of people who I've known for years, okay, which is Alan and Elaine. Lovely, lovely, lovely people, okay? And they started with doTERRA, and they were looking for something that could, you know, provide them with an income. And it was very different to what they would been used to in the past. And they started reaching out. And they shared it with this lady called Karen, okay? And I've come to know Karen, and she's a lovely lady, and she lives in Tenerife on a boat, okay? But here's what's interesting. Alan and Elaine decided, you know, that this wasn't for them, okay, which is absolutely fine. And they decided to, they still love the products, but they didn't want to build doTERRA as a business, okay? But meanwhile, they shared it with Karen. But look what Karen did, okay? Karen then shared it with one of her best friends in South Africa. She then shared it with another friend of hers who used to work with her as a paramedic in South Africa, okay? Then Karen decided that she would share it with another friend of hers that actually lives in Ireland. And look, there's Heather there. Thank you so much for, well, I'm so excited and so blessed. Thank you, my Karen, for sharing this great opportunity with me. I'm so looking forward to my oils arriving. Now, I think it's pretty fair to say, you know, Karen hasn't pushed this on anybody. She's just started to reach out enthusiastically, okay, in the way that I'm going to share with you this evening, okay? So, and then there's Karen, you know, sharing it with her mum, okay, who also lives in South Africa. So really, you know, this is, you know, what can happen. You might just share it with someone, and that someone, you know, might just share it with like lots of people. And remember, they become part of your overall organization, okay? And here's, you know, the reality of the situation is that when Karen is sharing it with these lovely people and they're all excited and they're receiving their oils, Karen is receiving 20% commission on the kits that they've started. And that's getting paid to Karen, you know, within 7 days. So, you know, Karen got started and all of a sudden the commissions were, you know, were just rolling in, okay, which is really, really very, very nice, okay? And it just goes to show you, you know, when you reach out to someone, you know, you just never know what they're going to see and what they want to be able to do, okay? So that's really, really quite exciting. So let's just look at some of the little baby steps that you can take, you know, to start reaching out to people, okay? So the first thing I want to reassure you all of is that we do actually have a step-by-step guide, and we have a resource website with lots of, you know, individual steps that you can take, and depending upon what you want depends upon which step you would necessarily do first, okay? So, but once again, we would never just push you away and say, you know, off you go, you know, and crack on with it. We don't work like that. We work together as a team, okay? All you've got to do is just let us know that you're ready to take some steps, you want to start and share, and, you know, that's fantastic. That's a little green light. And then, you know, your enroller will swing in like Spider-Man, okay, and start helping you to take some steps in the right direction at your own pace that you are comfortable with, okay? So, but the point I want to make here, and this is probably one of the areas that new people don't quite fully appreciate straight away when they start reaching out to people, okay? The key to successful sharing is to invite people onto the Intro to Essential Oils class. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind you need to invite them to come onto the class. So that might be something that you need to, get a little bit good at. Because if I give you an example, let's say you're chatting to someone about the oils and someone says, oh yeah, I wouldn't, can you get me a bottle of lavender? And, the wrong thing to do would say, yes, okay. And they say, well, how much is it? And you say, well, I'll go away and have a look. And then you go back and give them a price. That would not be the way to go about sharing successfully doTERRA, okay? And the reason for that is because, they're not understanding the importance of, the information that we share. They don't understand about the unregulated industry, so they won't appreciate, that, price of oils can vary, and they might think, oh, I can get that lavender, on eBay for like a fraction of the price, because they don't appreciate, about, as I say, about the purity of grade. They don't understand, about how it, there's no legislation, etc. So the best and always the way forward is to invite people to come onto a class and say, oh, that's fantastic. Hey, look, we offer these free classes, where we give you information about the oils, about how you can use them safely and effectively, and how you can use the oils to support different conditions, improving the quality of your health as well. And we talk about the different discounts and the way that you can get the oils. Everybody loves the class. We've got them running on this day and this day and this day, which day is going to, be better for you. Okay, you'll absolutely love it. So you kind of got to get good at that little bit there. But your sponsor, your enroller, will help you with that. I just want to make the point that the key is definitely the classes, okay? Because that's, having my mind open to the realities of, chronic disease and serious illnesses, and how our lifestyle behaviors is what's increasing our risk, and how our immune function is depleted, and how we can make these adjustments, and how we can use these oils to help to do this, and how we can use these oils to help to do that, was like, wow, I see how I can get control back. Now, I might have only initially been coming on to find out a little bit about lavender oil and peppermint oil and how I can get them, but that's not how you come off. Okay, yourself when you've been on the classes, the quality of that information that we share, and it changes how people see what's being presented. They may have initially been interested in an oil, but I promise you, by the time they've been on the class, they are ready to make adjustments in their lifestyles, because this education is like, oh my goodness, I had no idea, okay? So that's really, really important. So one of the first steps when you are wanting to start sharing doTERRA is, maybe to put a little, post out there on social media and let people know that you've joined doTERRA. Because, it's no good being a secret agent and not letting anybody know. That's like setting up, your own business and then, not telling anyone that you're in business, okay? Because with doTERRA, remember, we want to share the gift. We want to put it out there. We want to let people know that there's alternatives, and would you like to find out more? So look, this is a little post we recommend that people put out, and you put it on your Facebook timeline or any other social media platforms that you've got. Look, hi everyone, I'm very excited to share with you, that I've joined the global leading essential oils company, doTERRA, as a product consultant. These oils are therapeutic essential oils, not fragrance essential oils. They're 100% pure grade. They're free from any artificial ingredients, fillers, or pesticides. They're safe and completely natural and not tested on animals. Now, that little bit we've just put in there is important, and let me tell you why. You see, not everybody knows what essential oils are. I used to think they were just smelly, fluffy things. I had no idea it was natural medicine. So people, when they see your post, may well not know what essential oils are, which is why we put that little bit in there, which helps to just, okay, this sounds interesting. Okay, and then a little bit more information. But these oils provide a natural option to using over-the-counter drugs and medications, which, as you know, are laden with chemicals and synthetics and carry risks of side effects, dependencies, and long-term ill effects. Okay, so, right, okay, you can see how anyone reading that would think, right, okay. And then here's the little bit of the call to action. If anybody would like to find out more or is suffering from any of the usual conditions, like insomnia or headaches or arthritis. You see, you're mentioning some names that will resonate with people, okay? Now, you've got a little option here. You can put on there, I'd be happy to send you a free sample, or you could put on there, you're welcome to attend a free online class to find out more. Okay, you can kind of, you know, decide which you would like to put on there. Okay, it really is entirely up to you. You offer free samples, you'll get people queuing up. And as long as you make sure that you are responsible, you don't just throw your samples out to everybody who asks, and we've got an effective way to do that, which your enroller will of course chat to you about. You know, then you could do that. I mean, when people experience the products, this can have a really positive effect. Okay, there's some wonderful people on our team too, numerous for me to mention, you know, that have joined because they've received a small sample with about 8 drops in. They've used the oil, had a wonderful positive experience, and thought, oh my goodness, I need to find out more about these oils. And then of course it's opened the door for further discussion. So it's a great idea to put a post out like this on your timeline, okay, so all of your friends can see, and don't worry whether they are interested or not. Just put it out there. Now, if you don't have a lot of friends and you're not very active on Facebook, you know, don't expect a great deal, but here's what it does to you. It's a psychological step that says, hey, I'm doing doTERRA, and it's something to be proud of, right? So you can just put it out there, and you can attach a nice little image there. And once again, these little steps that I'm sharing with you now, your enroller will do that with you. For example, I always say to people when I'm explaining about this step, I say, you know, here's a template, make a few adjustments to make it your own wording a little bit, make it sound like you, if you understand. Send it to me, let me have a little look. Okay, and then we'll give you the thumbs up, and then let's put it out there. So it's done with you, okay, and to help you. Now, the next thing again, of course, is you can give out samples, and we've got an effective guide to giving out samples. But samples are very, very powerful. Okay, remember that's what brought me to doTERRA. And I was looking for something I could do to deliver me an income opportunity, but my first experience with doTERRA was when I used the peppermint oil for the chronic headaches. And that had a huge impact on me because I thought, oh my goodness, this is incredible. And that strengthened my belief to say, wow, what an amazing opportunity we've got. If we can reach out and help people, and we can give people a little sample for free, okay, so they can try before they buy, and, you know, and wow, this is not selling, this is just sharing because I care, okay? So, you know, sharing samples can be a very, very effective way. And as you can see, look, you can even print out a little leaflet that we've got that you can get access to, little health and safety sheet, and you can just put, you know, a few drops in a bottle and let them go. Again, your enroller will help you with this, but I'm just letting you know these are some very simple steps that you can take to start reaching out, okay? Now, let's say you put your post out on social media, okay, like you've launched it out there, and you get some people coming back saying, oh, I wouldn't mind a sample. Now, what I always like to do is just acknowledge that and say, yeah, I'll send you a private message. And then look, we've got like a little template text that you could send people, okay? And look, it just says there, you personalize it, of course, but it could be like, hiya, Mary, lovely to hear from you. You know, I'd be delighted to help. Because they might have said, oh, I suffer from bad headaches. Have you got anything for headaches? So look, hi, Mary, I'm delighted to be able to help. Just drop me back your address, okay? And then I'll arrange a quick chat and I'll get some information in the post, okay? And we only ring them up because it helps to just eliminate some of the people who would say, oh, I'll have a free sample. Yeah, give me your address. You know, when you ring them up and that, you know, we can just ask them, you know, is it for them? And, you know, is it, you know, have they used essential oils before? And we just ask a couple of questions so that we can just say, no problem, we'll send it out, and then I'll give you a ring, you know, maybe it's at the end of the week, and just see how you got on. So there's a little bit of information that we say, and then you say, you know, and I'll obviously contact you, and they're like, yeah, that's good. And then they know that you're going to follow it up. You're not just giving them a sample and it doesn't matter. You know, it matters to find out how they've gotten on. And then, of course, you know, fingers crossed, high probability they'll have had a positive experience, and then, you know, they say, wow, that oil's amazing. And then, of course, what do? You invite them to come onto the class to find out more about the oils, etc. Okay, but you know, I love sending them this little video message because it tells them what the oils are, because if they're not really used to oils, that is a very powerful little 4-minute video. Okay, so when I actually send them the little personal message, I know that they can click on that link because it says there, look, meanwhile, have a little look at this 4-minute video. It kind of lets you know what essential oils are. Now, if you were to, you know, click on that little video, you will know which one it is, because it is so wonderful, and it really explains the gifts of the earth and what these essential oils are and how they can work within your body. Okay, so it's really very powerful. Now, I've got this little link here. I don't know whether this is going to play. I'll try, but I don't know whether it will. Okay, just so you can see which video it is. Let's see if this plays. John, can you give me a thumbs up if you is that playing?
Daily. Air.
No.
Water. Food.
John, is that video playing?
No.
All right. Okay, I'll stop then. Okay. Okay, so most of you will be familiar with the little video where it's got the baby on there, and things like that. Okay. So I'll just come off the screen share there and come back on. I wondered if it might have played. Unfortunately, it did not, but it doesn't matter at all. Okay, let me just get back to where I was. Okay, let me just go to here. Okay, we were here, and let me just do that. Okay, so that's a great little way though, because you're acknowledging them, you're letting them know, yeah, drop me your address, we'll have a little chat, but watch that little video. Okay, so you know, it's really, really powerful, because if they didn't know what it was, they'd be like, wow, this is amazing. Okay, now the other thing, of course, we always recommend people do is, you know, because remember, we want to reach out and share because we believe in what we're offering people. We recommend that you start and make a list of people that you know. Okay, and you can just get a bit of A4 paper. You can draw a line right down the middle. All right, and as you draw it down the middle, you on the left-hand side, it could be people that you feel might be interested in the products, and on the right, it could be people who you might think could be interested in, you know, getting involved in doTERRA to develop an income stream. Now, we always say never prejudge anybody, and that's really important, because sometimes the people you think will won't, and the people that you think won't will. Okay, it's just funny how it works. Okay, but what I like to say is, if you look at the image in the top left, and if you look at the clock at 3:15, it starts with family and friends. So make a list of family and friends that you could reach out to them about doTERRA, and I'll show you what you can send them. Okay, and then you can start looking at, like, who do you know lives abroad. You see, it helps you to hone in on people much more easily when you think of categories, as opposed to if I said to you, well, who do you know who might be interested in either doTERRA products or looking at doTERRA to be able to develop an income. You might think of half a dozen people, but if you break it down into categories like family and friends, who do I know lives abroad, who do I know is always, you're looking for ways to earn an income, who's maybe approached you in the past about an opportunity, who do you know that shares the same common interests. Okay, so if you're into yoga, you know, are you part of, you know, you're part of a gym, you know, are you part of a mum's club or something like that? You know, it helps you to think of the people there much more easily when you categorize it. Okay, and as you work your way around that, you'll really start to accumulate quite a list of people that you can share the opportunity with. Okay, and this is, you know, the first step towards, you know, getting a little bit of a plan of campaign together to be able to take the steps that you want. Okay, so this is like a little message that you might want to send to people who, this is a private message, so you've still put your post on your timeline, and now you're going to reach out, because not everybody sees it, you know that, when you put it on your timeline. Okay, so this is now you being connected to someone and perhaps sending them a private message through Facebook Messenger. Maybe they're on WhatsApp, maybe they're on text, maybe they're on email. And look, it just says there, I just wanted this, hi Mary, just wanted to send you a message. I've started using therapeutic grade essential oils and they're really fantastic. Now, if you've had some really positive experiences, mention I've used them for my headaches and they're absolutely amazing. So you can put a bit of personal experience in there. A little bit about what the oils are, just in case that they're not really familiar too much with oils. And then once again, you'll notice the private messages leaning on, have a look at this 4-minute video. Now, the reason we say 4 minutes is because it lets people know it's only short, it isn't going to take too long, okay? And anybody who receives something that tells about health and about therapeutic benefits and it provides safe and natural alternatives, okay, I'll just click and see what it is, okay? And then you've even got under there, look, would you like a free sample? Or you could just switch that out and just put on there, you know, let me know if this is something that could be of interest, okay? Or let me know if you'd like to attend a free educational online class. So it's a great little private message that you can send out to people to be able to introduce them to doTERRA, okay? You'll notice that we always lead with the product, okay? That's doTERRA's strength. Even this example, for people who may be interested in potentially joining doTERRA to earn an income, and we don't know for sure, but we think, well, why not reach out, you know? These people, we once again lead with the oils. So for example, but just with a little bit more enthusiasm. So it could be, hi Mary, I hope you're well. I just wanted to drop you a quick message as that's something I think you may be very interested in. But if somebody sends you a message like that, it's going to get your attention, okay? And then I'm really excited. I've just joined the global leading essential oils company. A little bit about what the oils are again. Look, have a watch of this 4-minute video. You'll be amazed. It explains exactly how these oils work, okay? And then it's got a little nature's alternative. It's the same video as we were talking about in the previous message, okay? Because if somebody approached me about an opportunity, I would, firstly, I'd want to know, well, what's the product? And when you see what the product is, you then suddenly think, wow, yeah, I can see how this would be a great opportunity, okay? And then just on the bottom, look, let me know what you think. The earning potential is very rewarding or very lucrative or very exciting. You know, let me know what you think. So, you know, it's a great little message that you can send out to people. These are the messages that I sent. Okay, so, you know, it works. It really is effective, okay? Now, let's say you are on this call tonight and you already have a holistic business, you know, and you've already got some clients and you just weren't quite sure how you could perhaps reach out and introduce doTERRA to your clients. Well, this could be like an email shot that you do to all of your clients, because I would imagine if you have got existing customers, you do have some data of contact details, and it's all about, you know, keeping in regular contact. So, you know, this is a great way of you doing that. For example, let's say, you know, I'm like P-Ray, you know, reflexologists. It could be, hi everyone, we're really excited to announce a fantastic new service available to you as a valued customer of P-Ray reflexologists. Due to the growing concerns about the use of prescription drugs and over-the-counter medications because of side effects and dependencies and long-term ill effects, okay, more and more people are turning to natural health solutions. So we've therefore partnered with doTERRA, the world's leading company in sourcing, testing and distribution of therapeutic grade essential oils. A little bit about the oils. If you're interested in seeing the health benefits of using the essential oils, or you suffer from any of these headaches, we're inviting you to attend a free educational online class, you know, where you can find out more. Or you could put, you know, we're offering you the opportunity to have a free sample. So it's just, again, a little adjustment of how you could perhaps use this if you already have some existing clients, okay? Now, the other thing that you can do is you can start to set up your own Facebook business page. And again, this is something we can help you with, okay? Nothing difficult about any of these things. The little messages, we've got templates for, okay? So we can easily let you have those. And when it comes to setting up your Facebook page, again, we've got a little tutorial that shows you how to do that. Now, some people are really, really proactive with their Facebook page. you know, and they put some great information, and they develop a wonderful culture of caring, and people are very engaging, and they come onto classes and they're interested in products, and they want to, you know, and it's wonderful. So you can choose how much time and effort you want to put into that. Okay, now it's good to get a diversity of posts, and again, you know, you can, I'm sure that the person who enrolled you will be more than happy for you, you know, to be able to access some of the material from yours, and then you can just copy and put it onto yours to give you a little bit of a head start until you find your feet. Okay, but this is just a little bit of diversity of some of the posts, you know, that I put out on my page. And of course, you can then ask people if they wouldn't mind sharing your page. You can even, you know, promote your page and boost it, so that it gets more exposure, and again, you know, your sponsor can help you to do that. Okay, and then as more and more people like your page, then obviously when you're putting new posts in there, you know, a good percentage of these people are going to be able to see your posts, are going to be interested, and of course it sparks open conversation. Okay, now in addition to that, and these are just things that we've covered that really are very, very simple for new people to be able to do. If you think about it, you're just falling in love with the oils, you know, and you know, establishing your daily wellness routines so that, you know, you're enjoying the benefits. You've got unshakable belief, you know, you're proud to be part of doTERRA, and you're just starting to, you know, put a post out there on your timeline, let people know, sending people some private messages, setting up your Facebook page, you know, and then, you know, you start getting a little bit more when you've started reaching and doing these things and getting a little bit of experience and inviting some people onto classes and things like that. And, you know, you may well have some people join you as well. Then your enroller can help you to start and step into things that are perhaps just that little bit more advanced. Okay, and this of course is one of the advanced steps, so I'm not suggesting that you rush off and do this now, but I just wanted to let you know that this is very, very easy to do as well, but you just got to kind of put your socks on before you put your shoes on. All right, and this is just running an advert on Facebook. It's what's called a targeted advert. Okay, so we can go onto Facebook and we can create a little advert like that. You can set a small daily budget of maybe £2 or £3 a day in sterling, or, you know, the equivalent in your currencies. You can do that, and then you can, you know, press the button, and then Facebook will show that ad, but only to people that meet the profile of, you know, what you've selected. And we put in there people who are interested in essential oils, people who are interested in holistic health, etc., etc. And that way, Facebook will only show that ad to people who what we would consider to be our perfect prospects. So it's a very, very effective way. Now, this is where I spend, if I'm honest now, about 90% of my time. But I didn't start here. Okay, I started where I've showed you this evening. Okay, so we take some little first steps, baby steps. Take these steps with your sponsor. They'll hold your hand. They'll be there to give you support through each little step that you take. You know, if somebody came back and asked a question of you, before you need to answer the question, just speak to your sponsor and say, I've been asked this question. What should I say? And they'll be there to give you that information. So I want you to know that you're taking these steps, holding the hand of your sponsor. Okay, but, you know, these targeted Facebook ads are without doubt the most effective way to be able to help you to, you know, develop your income stream, you know, as you start to, you know, get a bit more confident and you're ready to you know, increase the activity. Okay, and this is, you know, what's really helped us to move our business on as we have. Okay, now the other thing you have an opportunity to do is to get a really inexpensive website that you can use to send people to. Okay, now there's lots of different options out there, and this is just a little basic option that I've organized for people if they want. Some people might choose to have a more advanced one, but I just like to go for simplicity. Okay, and this is a basic site, so, you know, you can have one of these sites, and when people land on here, let you just have a look what it looks like. It says you've probably been sent this site as you've expressed an interest in essential oils. Okay, and as they scroll down, it basically says, you know, just click on where your interest lies. So this is kind of just letting people know that, you know, whether you're interested in just being a customer or whether you're interested in potentially working with us, we can facilitate that, okay? And when people click on that, it basically invites them to come on to a class, because like I said, that's the key to moving forward, okay? And you can see it covers some of the things that we will be covering on the class. So people can see that we're going to be talking about, you know, establishing daily wellness routines, how to take control of the health naturally, you know, how to use essential oils safely and effectively. We talk about the purity and why our oils are the purest in the world, and which oils can help and support each condition. Optionally, we obviously mentioned that we'll be talking about, you know, how you can develop an income, and also how you can have access to the products at the right prices, which are discounted, okay? And then they can actually just collect, you know, their thoughts and think, okay, I'd like to come on to this day or that day, and then they can literally book onto a class. So if you wanted to have a little website like that as well, and you know, we got one like this pretty much from day one, so we could send it to people, you know, and underneath, as you scroll down beneath that plan as well, there's a little 3-minute video, so they can even have a little bit look at the video, which is about the purity of grade, you know, before they even submit the class. And when they watch that little video, they'll be thinking, wow, this is incredible, and that will help to grease the tracks for them, you know, to think, right, okay, I want to go on the class. I have so many people, because of my leads that I get from my targeted audience ads now, who come onto these classes, you know, every single week, and people who join us every single month as a result of that. And you can have one of these little sites if you want for just £10 as a one-off fee, okay? So again, if you're interested in that, you know, speak to your enroller, and they'll be able to help you with that, okay? And I always like to show this, because remember, we have needs as well, and not we, as in me, you know, you, all of us, we have needs. We all have, you know, financial responsibilities to meet. We all have desires and, you know, and dreams and aspirations. And I just wanted to let you see that the earning potential of doTERRA, you know, can be really whatever you want it to be. It really is, and can go far in excess of the incomes that we're showing on the screen here today. So whether you're just interested in, you know, maybe just making a little bit to cover the cost of the oils that you want to use for you and your family, or whether you like the idea of, you know, being able to provide you with a part-time income or a full-time income, or a life-changing income, you know, doTERRA can offer you that. And you know, okay, when you first start, it can be very difficult to imagine for yourself how, you know, these big incomes can ever materialize, but they do, based on exactly how I showed, where, you know, Alan shared it with Karen, and then Karen shared it with 4 people straight away. That's exactly how it can happen. It's through the power of multiplication. So we're not obviously going to go into the different types of bonuses and things like that, but the most important bonus for all brand new people is the fast start bonus, which is when you get 20% of whatever anybody purchases who you've introduced to the business over the first 60 days. And the great news is that when you share it with someone, if they share it with someone who purchases oils, you get 10% of whatever that person purchased. And then if that person was to share it with someone else, you get 5%. So you're not even just getting the commissions on the fast starts from your own people that you've personally enrolled, but from the people that they may have enrolled, and then they have gone on to enroll, which makes it really, really exciting, okay? And that's why, you know, it's such a wonderful opportunity, because it's not just about your own personal efforts in terms of how you are rewarded financially, okay? So I'd just like to finish off, if I may, for the last couple of minutes, and just kind of showing you that, like everybody else, you know, we started, you know, with just us, you know, with the oils, and had this wonderful positive experience, fell in love with the oils, strengthened our belief, start reaching out to people. And 22 months ago, this was the organization, you know, that Claire and I had. And, you know, so many of you on here tonight, you know, are looking at that and thinking, I'd love that. That would be a great start. And some people are on here tonight have already exceeded that. okay? But it's just to show you from small acorns can grow mighty big oak trees, because this is where we are now, which is 2,231 people who are part of our overall network. And I have personally shared it with 135 people since I joined doTERRA 22 months ago, which I think on average is about 6 people a month. And probably 75% of the people who join are simply interested in being a customer. Maybe 10% are then interested in sharing, but let's say casually, maybe 1 or 2 people they might share it with every 2 or 3 months. Okay, and then maybe 5% of people who see a really exciting opportunity and think, wow, I want to be able to reach out and empower people and show people there's a better way. And I love the fact that in helping people, I can also, develop an income stream. And then, of course, this is what can happen, because of those 135 people, a percentage of those people have decided to share it as well. And that's why we now have, at the time of recording this video, 2,231 across 28 different countries around the world. It's now rolling like a huge mass, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It'll probably be about 3,000 by the end of 2019, and by the end of 2020 I anticipate that'll probably be about 7,000, because it's growing much quicker. So don't think for one moment that this cannot happen for you. You may not be interested in the sheer scale of anything like this, but it's amazing what can happen when you share this with other people and they get excited. Okay, so this is just a glimpse of what's happening in doTERRA right here, right now. This is so current, so you are in the right place at the right time. So if you do decide that you want to step into sharing, it couldn't be at a better place, really, because as you can see, at the end of 2015, just in Europe alone, and we're a global company, but this is just in Europe, doTERRA was doing 16 million, and by the end of 2018 that had jumped to 140 million. So there's a global movement of people who are looking to take control of their health naturally, okay, and we have the solution. We really, really do. And this is actually what's happening right now in September 2019. This is the global convention, okay, and there is 39,000 people in that arena right now. So this, if you were in that arena right now, I'm sure you'd look around and think, oh my goodness, is this what I'm involved in? doTERRA is a multi-billion-dollar company that is experiencing huge global growth. People are loving the pure and natural alternatives that we're providing, and you are positioned perfectly to take advantage of that. So I just want to finish off by saying, of course, like everything in life, this is your own choice, okay? This is your life, this is your opportunity. But if you're interested in wanting to share the gift of doTERRA with others, we will be absolutely delighted to help and support you. And obviously just go back to the person who has invited you to come on to here today. But just remember, okay, that sharing is caring, okay? And that's exactly what we do. We care about other people because we've discovered a better way. So I just want to stop that recording, if I may. We just do that. Stop recording.